Chapter 46. The Dragon. Song Armor Sect. Early in the morning, a ray of morning sunlight sprinkled down, and the large formation that Gu Hai had set up was immediately discovered by countless Song Armor Sect disciples. Quick, go and take a look. What happened to the Spirit Stone Mine? What a big mist. Is this a big formation? What happened? Senior disciple, is it there? A dozen or so Song Armor Sect disciples immediately swooped in the direction of the large formation, wanting to find out what was going on. However, when they arrived close, they abruptly found a group of men with cold smiles on their faces standing outside the large formation. Who are you guys? No good. The group of villains immediately pounced on them. Clack, 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 clack. At that instant, a group of Song Armor Sect disciples transformed, their heads full of snake heads dancing about, and the power around them skyrocketed. Boom, boom, boom. Even if their strength soared, they were not the general opponents of the crowd of villains, and they were instantly pressed to the point of being taken down. A Song Armor Sect disciple let out a miserable scream that tore through the void as his arm was chopped off. What? The Song Armor Sect disciples in the distance immediately stared with wide eyes. Kill. Scar let out a loud shout. Barely. A dozen or so people who had broken into the formation were instantly chopped under the swords. Enemy attack, the Song Armor Sect disciple steeply shouted. Quickly inform senior uncle. Quickly notify master. Quickly notify the elders. In a series of anxious cries, a large number of Song Armor Sect disciples ran in and out of the entrance. For a time, outside the Songjia sect, more and more Songjia sect disciples surrounded the area, each one drawing their swords and coldly looking at the distant large formation. The Spirit Stone Mine was taken. Senior brother doesn't know how it is. Yeah, senior brother is in there too. What the hell is it? The Song Armor Sect disciples who rushed out were in a state of anxiety. At the center of the large formation, Gu Hai stood on top of a mountain peak, coldly looking at the outside world. Throw it out, Gu Hai said in a cold voice. Yes, Chen Chonshan and Shangwen Scar responded. With a wave of their hands, the 800 demolished people that they had beheaded last night were immediately thrown out, one after another by a group of villains. Boom, boom, boom. One corpse after another was thrown out as if they were scattered by the heavenly maidens. 800 corpses flew out, startling the pouncing Song Armor Sect disciples who were about to kill their way forward, when they abruptly realized who the corpses were. It's senior brother. Senior brother. It's senior brother. Senior. They killed everyone from the Spirit Stone Mine. These demons. The Song Armor Sect disciples instantly shrieked in shock. The onslaught came as too much of a shock. 800 Song Armor Sect disciples, all wiped out. Who the hell was in the big formation? More and more Song Armor Sect disciples poured out. More and more Song Armor Sect disciples were notified and rushed out, each with a ferocious face, staring angrily at the big formation, but hesitating for a moment, not recklessly entering the formation. Who are you? Finally, someone Song Armor Sect disciple shouted. Wow. Steeply, the clouds above the large formation slowly dispersed some, revealing the top of a mountain peak. But it was Gu Hai standing at the top of the mountain peak. Shangwen Scar and Chen Chonshan stood behind him, and together they coldly looked at the crowd of Song Armor Sect disciples in the distance. Gu Hai. He's Gu Hai. Steeply, someone exclaimed. Didn't he disappear? Heavenly Sword Life and Death Bureau. This is the 28th Heaven and Earth vertical formation. The crowd that was still about to go forward stopped and looked at Gu Hai in horror. After all, the tragedy of the Dafeng gang was still fresh in their minds. Gu Hai, how dare you? You dare to kill my Song Armor Sect disciples. The sect master will not let you off. A Song Armor Sect disciple roared with glaring eyes. Gu Hai stood at the top of the mountain peak and looked at the man with a cold smile. Are you talking about the Song Armor Sect Master, Song Shengping? There's no need to look forward to him. He already died under my formation in King Sect. What? Impossible. The faces of the Song Armor Sect disciples in the four directions changed wildly. Song Armor Sect, you guys really have a lot of guts. It's just that you're scourging one side and feuding with the King Sect, but you actually dare to hit my One Piece Hall with your ideas. Where's the head of my One Piece Hall? Hand it over, otherwise, today, I will blood wash the Song Armor Sect, and none of you will escape. Gu Hai glared and drank. You killed the Patriarch. Impossible. The Patriarch is at the Yuanying realm. How could you be the Patriarch's opponent? The man roared in shock. Yuanying realm? Is that great? No one I want to kill has been able to escape yet, today. If it wasn't for the Whole Master, would you still want to live until now? I could have wiped out your Song Armor clan group last night, Gu Hai said in a cold voice. Don't listen to him. There's no way the Patriarch will die, someone shouted. But he did deal with the Yuanying realm, someone said anxiously. Break in and destroy his great formation. Go ahead. The Heavenly Sword Life and Death Bureau has killed 20,000 cultivators, even though my cultivation has increased fivefold. More and more Songjia sect disciples gathered outside the ancient Sea Grand formation for a while, but they didn't dare to break into the formation and were anxious. Quick, notify the Patriarch, notify the Patriarch, someone said anxiously. Outside the Song Armor sect, there were the anxious voices of the disciples of the Songjia sect, and there were the voices of the captured people begging for forgiveness, coaxing and clamoring, and it was exceptionally chaotic. Gao Xianzi mingled amongst the people and gave a wink to the evil man, disguised as a Song Armor sect disciple at the very front. Senior brother, quick, let me send this group of meat inside. Gu Hai is here. I need to inform my master. Quick, the wicked man said anxiously. The Song Armor sect guards were also anxious and annoyed at this moment. The opposite side was Gu Hai. Gu Hai had come, now that the Song Armor sect disciples were entering and exiting. It was impossible to check them. And the sound of countless people crying in the surroundings was even more annoying. Go in, hurry up, the guard said in annoyance. Go in, snap. Under the long whip, Gao Xianzi surged into the golden armor crystal formation, along with the large swathes of people. Song Armor sect, Song Armor hall entrance. Patriarch, it's bad. Gu Hai broke through. A demonized man anxiously said to the hall with the door closed. Ancient Sea, a puzzled voice came from the Great Hall. Yes, he's the water rudder master of the One Piece Hall, threatening to have killed the Patriarch, and has now come over to save the One Piece Hall master. The demonized man said respectfully. Kwong. The door of the Great Hall opened with a loud bang. The black-robed man, with a scar over his left eye, coldly looked at the demonized man. You said it was the One Piece Hall, water rudder. What is his cultivation level? Well, it seems to be the innate realm, the demonized man whispered. Snap. The black-robed man slapped the demonized man's face. You believe this? Why don't you capture him? He can kill Song Shengping. The demonized man covered his face and bitterly explained to the black-robed man. Oh, the black-robed man's eyes narrowed slightly. Patriarch, I don't dare to hide it. It's true. Half a year ago, he was still in the innate realm. But now he knows the great formation and can fight against the Yuanying realm. So, that demonized man condescended. The black-robed man's eyes narrowed slightly and said, Lead the way. Yes, outside the Song Armor sect. As the black-robed man surged out, more and more Song Armor sect disciples ran out, and in the blink of an eye, there were already thousands of people outside the Song Armor sect, each grasping their swords and knives, embracing the black-robed man in the center. Next to him was a demonized man, constantly informing the black-robed man of everything he knew about the ancient sea. The black-robed man's eyes narrowed slightly as he coldly looked at the ancient sea at the top of the mountain peak in the distance. What a heavy demonic aura. My lord, that black-robed man is a snake demon. Be careful. Shangwen Scar's eyes narrowed in surprise. Gu Hai looked at the black-robed man with cold eyes, looking at the scar on the black-robed man's left eye. His eyebrows slightly raised, as if he had déjà vu. Kid, you killed Song Shengping, the black-robed man said in a cold voice. As he spoke, the black-robed man slowly floated up, black aura surrounding his body, as he looked at the white mist array in front of him. I remember. It's you. Gu Hai steeply raised his eyebrows in surprise. Looking at the black-robed man, Gu Hai's face grew more and more grave. Oh, you know me. The black-robed man unexpectedly looked at Gu Hai, his eyes glowing with ice. I don't know you, but I know the scar on your left eye. I didn't think about it earlier. I always thought that you were a snake demon. Unexpectedly, it's actually you, Gu Hai said with increasing gravity. My lord, isn't he a snake demon? Chen Chonshan was surprised. The black-robed man looked at Gu Hai coldly. With you, it's impossible to recognize me. Boy, you want to find death. The one looking for death is you, Gu Hai said with a glare in his eyes. The black-robed man said in a cold voice. You don't remember me, of course. You can't possibly remember me. I haven't forgotten this scar of yours. The sea beast, Zhao Long, Gu Hai said in a cold voice. Zhao Long, Chen Chonshan stared in shock. In the past, when he returned from the innate remnant realm, he encountered a sea disaster, and at that time, it was caused by the battle between the Zhao Dragon and Bajia. This was that Zhao Dragon. Chen Chonshan compared the scar on the black-robed man's left eye, and the shape of the scar was the same as that of the Zhao Dragon he had seen in the past. Was it really it, Zhao Dragon? Shangwen Scar's face sank, revealing a wave of worry. If it was just a snake demon, it would still be able to arrive with His Excellency's formation, but it was the Zhao Dragon in front of him. Could it be blocked? Suddenly, Shangwen Scar felt that the crisis in front of him was beyond his expectations. Countless demonized people around also looked at the black-robed man in surprise. The originator is a Zhao Dragon. Using a snake to transform into a Zhao, Your Excellency came to my 9-5 island and wants to transform a dragon into a Zhao again, right? Gu Hai said coldly. That's a lot of nonsense. The black-robed man let out a cold snort and waved his probing hand. Boom! Within the large sleeve, rolling red poisonous mist abruptly gushed out, heading straight in Gu Hai's direction. Who are you? With a wave of Gu Hai's hand, the great formation around him instantly operated, and the rolling white mist instantly wrapped itself around him. Boom! The red poisonous mist instantly reached the place of the white mist, as if it was going to dye all the surrounding great formations red. Inside the Song Armor sect, Gao Xianzi flooded inside the grand formation, along with the people. In a secluded valley, boom, boom, boom. Several Song Armor sect disciples were put down by the crowd of people. Minister, it's all settled. A villain came up. Gao Xianzi said in a deep voice. Your Excellency is outside, holding most of the demonized people's attention for us, and luring away that great demon, but it's impossible to drag out the time too long. We only have 1 hour to find the Hallmaster as soon as possible. Where to find? Go to the Song Armor sect's most central place, the Patriarch's Hall, in the direction of the Song Armor Hall. In groups of 100, move cleanly and search for me, Gao Xianzi said in a deep voice. Yes,